Zohran W Socialism. It looks like Zohran Mamdani has won the New York City mayoral primary race for the Democratic Party. Zohran Mamdani, who is a Muslim socialist, as Fox News keeps on reminding us, he fucking won. Banger-ass victory speech, too. And we've been I made a bunch of videos about Zohran. Zohran, if you ever watch this, what's good, brother? What's good, brother? What's good, brother? What's good? Tell Avi I say what's good. Congratulations. This is incredible. This is monumentous. And it's not, let me explain why before we go in here. Zohran Mamdani is a socialist, and his big focus is affordability, and that is something that everybody can relate to across the entire nation, whether you're from New York or not. There's a fucking affordability crisis. Nobody can afford diddly shit, okay? And now the Democratic Party, which is like a lot of liberals and like very corrupt insider traders, I'm looking at you, Chuck, allegedly, and Nancy, allegedly, and Hakeem, allegedly. I'm saying that now the Democratic Party, the DNC, they have to make a choice, at least in New York. And their choices are adopt Zohran and socialism, right? And people like AOC and Bernie Sanders, the same people that the Democratic Party had turned away, shunned, and locked in a fucking box for daring to threaten the establishment and try to shake up the status quo, right? The DNC will have to choose. Do they adopt that actual progressive leftist values, or do they hand New York City to the Republicans on a silver fucking platter by spending their own money, Democrats spending their own money to fuck with Zohran and fuck with his, his public image and all that shit and defame him and all that? My thing is, I'm concerned that they may genuinely do that because they have such a genuine fear of socialism. I don't even think it has much to do with him being a Muslim. I think we've moved past that relatively. I think in southern parts of the nation, no, we haven't moved past that. But regardless, we're going to watch that. And then we also have Trump's reaction to Zohran winning, which is, again, momentous because now Donald Trump, the president of the United States, he's prompting him up. He's putting him on the world stage. He's letting everybody know about this guy. And also, when you label somebody as an enemy of Trump, that person suddenly becomes a hero to millions of people who have never fucking heard of him. Okay, so that's good. And then No Lip Levitt, Caroline Levitt, the White House press secretary, who actually, she might be only lips Levitt. It looks like she did that Kylie Jenner cup challenge. She says that the leaker of the DNI report, the Department of National Intelligence, they should go to prison, which is fucking nutty. But here's the thing. I mean, like, listen, this is a lose-lose situation for them because it seems like you don't have a fucking lid on your pot. Like, you don't have a grip on intelligence. Like, first it was Pete Hegseth with the fucking signal chat, and now you're telling me there's just people leaking national intelligence? That's nutty. A NATO chief called Trump daddy. A NATO chief called Trump daddy. Crazy beat on that. And then, according to the Associated Press, it seems like our strikes on Iran only set their nuclear program back by a month, according to the Israeli intelligence. And I don't even believe Iran is making a nuke, but I bet you they are now. And that's the thing. We're going to get on, I'm going to give you my take on that towards the end. So, without further ado, let's dive in. But, oh, wait a minute. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me tremendously. If you do want to support the channel financially, because this is what real independent media looks like. It looks like some douchebag in his room with a Logitech camera, a cat over there, and a dog over there. Fuck. If you want to support the channel financially, there's a couple of ways that you could do it. One way is by buying merch down below. The other way is by becoming a member for $5. Another way is by becoming a patron for $5. Another way is by using the 40% off discount code for Ground News, and then you could just straight up donate to the channel. But without further ado, let's dive into Zohran Mamdani's fat fucking W. Zorussi.
Today,
take pride in what you've achieved. Sorry, any Gears of War players?
8 months after launching this campaign, with the vision of a city that every New Yorker could afford.
That's right, King.
We have won.
That's right, King. That's right, King. That's right, King. Oh, man,
We have won from Harlem to Bay Ridge.
Oh, yeah.
We have won from Jackson Heights to Port Richmond.
Yeah. W.
We have won from Maspeth to Chinatown.
Spam WNYC. Spam WNYC.
We have won because New Yorkers have stood up for a city they can afford. A city where they can do more than just struggle. One where those who toil in the night can enjoy the fruits of their labor in the day.
Fuck yeah.
Where hard work is repaid with a stable life. Where 8 hours on the factory floor or behind the wheel of a cab is enough to pay the mortgage.
That's huge. That is so important. There used to be this thing called the fucking American dream, right? Where you could get a job, make enough money, buy a fucking house, buy a fucking car, buy a fucking dog, buy a fucking wife. No, I'm kidding. But, like, that is gone. At least in New York City, that dream is gone. It is a renter's nightmare, and we need to fix it. And the way you fix it is by taking money from the fucking billionaires who refuse to pay their fair share in taxes and fucking make them pay their fair share in taxes, and then reallocate that wealth to making the fucking city better. Free goddamn buses, freeze the fucking rent. Like this, you don't need to be a fucking genius. You don't need to be a genius.
It is enough to keep the lights on.
This is common sense.
To send your kid to school. Where rent-stabilized apartments are actually stabilized. Where buses are fast and free. Where childcare doesn't cost more than CUNY. And where public safety keeps us truly safe. And it's where the mayor will use their power to reject Donald Trump's fascism.
Yes, my fucking king. My king, oh captain, my captain. Do you understand how fucking nutty it is to have the potential mayor of Gotham call the president of the United States a fascist, which he is? How long have we been saying that motherfucker is a fascist? Motherfuckers, dude. Now it's becoming mainstream. Oh, captain, my fucking captain. I will follow you. I will follow you. Just so you know, I will be helping Zohran win the general election. I'm already in communication with Avi and his team, and we are trying to get me involved with, like, the white Italians in the Bronx who need somebody to fucking relate to, because it's kind of hard for them to relate to Zohran.
To stop mass ICE agents from deporting our neighbors.
Yes.
And to govern our city as a model for the Democratic Party.
That's what I'm saying. We are the epicenter of the fucking planet, New York. New York, New York. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of, where Zohran is mayor. Like, I mean, I went off the beat. I'm tweaking. But, like, that ass, bro. New York City can set the standard for the Democratic Party. It can absolutely set the fucking standard. W. Zohran, I haven't followed political elections recently, but your channel has kept me more than informed. Thank you very much, Kittensworth, for the $10 donation.
A party where we fight for working people with no apology. A life of dignity should not be reserved for a fortunate few. It should be one that city government guarantees for each and every New Yorker.
I don't understand how Billy Blogs over here can listen to the same speech that we are listening to and have a problem with anything he said. The fact that you have a problem with anything he said is fucking outrageous.
If this campaign has demonstrated anything to the world, it is that our dreams can become reality. Dreaming demands hope. And when I think of hope, I think of the unprecedented coalition of New Yorkers that we have built. For this This is not my victory.
This is ours.
This is ours.
What a fucking speech.
It is.
This is a very long speech, okay? It's an incredibly long speech. We're not going to watch the entire thing. You should watch the entire thing. It is fucking incredible, but that is a perfect place to pause it. Because now, you watched what I watched, right? We all saw the same thing. Now we're going to show you the President of the United States' reaction to it. And it's fucking outrageous. And I guarantee you this guy in the chat, Billy, is going to love it. Here we go. It's finally happened. The Democrats have crossed the line. Zohran Mamdani, a 100% communist lunatic, has just won the Dem primary and is on his way to becoming mayor. We've had radical lefties before, but this is getting a little ridiculous. He looks terrible. His voice is grating. He's not very smart. He's got AOC +3 dummies all backing him. And even our great Palestinian senator, crying Chuck Schumer, is groveling over him. Yes, this is a big moment in history of our country, and it truly is. He's right about that very end part. This is a huge moment in history for our country. I also don't understand why he keeps on calling Chuck Schumer a Palestinian. I don't understand that. Doesn't make any sense. Love AOC. 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 I love you. Yeah, not a communist. And then this part, he looks terrible. Does that just mean because he's brown? Does that just mean because he's like brown and his name is Zohran? Very strange. And then it gets worse. Look at the next one. Moving on. I have an idea for the Democrats to bring them back into play after years of being left out in the cold, including suffering one of the greatest losses in history, the 2024 presidential election. The Democrats should nominate low IQ candidate Jasmine Crockett for president, and AOC +3 should be respectively vice president and 3 high-level members of the cabinet. Added together with our future communist mayor of New York City, Zohran Mamdani, and our country is really screwed. Brother, he's fucking tweaking. And then this weird shit, we're moving on to the next one, which is some weird long post about Benjamin Netanyahu, and I mean long. So let's get to it. Oh, fuck, dude. Breaking news. I was shocked to hear that the state of Israel, which has just had one of its greatest moments in history and is strongly led by Bibi Netanyahu, is continuing its ridiculous witch hunt against their great wartime prime minister. Bibi and I just went through hell together fighting a very tough and brilliant longtime enemy of Israel, Iran, and Bibi could not have been better, sharper, or stronger in his love for the incredible Holy Land. Anybody else would have suffered losses, embarrassment, and chaos. Bibi Netanyahu was a warrior like perhaps no other warrior in the history of Israel. And the result was something that nobody thought was possible, a complete elimination of potentially one of the biggest and most powerful nuclear weapons anywhere in the world. And it was going to happen soon. We were fighting, literally, for the survival of Israel. Pause. Brother. How can you get away with something like this? Like, yo, there's at least one MAGA supporter in the chat. There's at least one. Where is he? What's his name again? Billy? Somebody. Riddle me this. Are you okay with us fighting wars literally for the survival of Israel? Like, what are we talking about? Ridiculous. No, his name is Benjamin. They call him Bibi because they're fucking losers. And there is nobody in Israel's history that fought harder or more completely than Bibi Netanyahu. Despite all of this, I just learned that Bibi has been summoned to court on Monday for the continuation of this long-running... He has been going through this horror show since May of 2020. Unheard of. This is the first time a sitting Israeli prime minister has ever been on trial. A politically motivated case, quote,
concerning cigars, a Bugs Bunny doll, and numerous other unfair charges.
in order to do him great harm. Such a witch hunt for a man who is given so much is unthinkable to me. He deserves much better than this. And so does the state of Israel. Bibi Netanyahu's trial should be canceled immediately, or a pardon should be given to a great hero. Pause. Literally has a fucking warrant for his arrest issued by the International Criminal Court for being a war criminal who has done so much for the state. Perhaps there's no one that I know who could have worked in better harmony with the President of the United States than Bibi Netanyahu. It was the United States of America that saved Israel, and now it is going to be the United States of America that saves Bibi Netanyahu. This travesty of justice, it cannot be allowed. Unbelievable. What is Prom Night Dumpster Baby? Oh, you're talking about
Prom night dumpster baby, ain't got no mom or dad. Prom night dumpster baby.
I don't know the rest of the words, but what a great fucking song. Anyway. Oh, yeah. What did you just say, Billy, 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 Billy? Are you insulting the poor abandoned children? Absolutely.
Prom night dumpster baby, ain't got no mom or dad.
All right, we got a lot more to cover here. I'm sorry I keep on having fucking vocal stims because some crazy shit keeps going down. But anyway, moving on. So we know, and we covered already, that those bunker buster bombs that we dropped didn't really do anything, right? Just got a text from my manager. We good? Are we good? Am I good? Am I good? Here we go. We know that those bombs didn't actually destroy the facility because of a report that came out of the DNI, the Department of National Intelligence. And No Lip Levitt here is saying that the people who created that report should go to prison, which is insane because this is coming directly from Central Command. Like, it's ridiculous. Here we go. Let's look at Trump. What Trump had to say about this.
Next week.
When I saw them starting to question the caliber of the attack, was it bad? Well, it was really bad. It was devastating. They obliterated. We destroyed the nuclear. In other words, it's destroyed. I said, Iran will not have nuclear. Well, we blew it up. It's blown up. To kingdom come. I think the war ended, actually, when we hit the various nuclear sites with the planes.
I mean, that's an interesting part of that.
Also, real quick, I just want to point out, I never want to hear a Republican say that this isn't a war ever again, because let's just listen to the president again real quick.
To kingdom come. I think the war ended, actually.
Okay, so it's a war. Go fuck yourselves.
When we hit the various nuclear sites with the planes.
I mean, that's an interesting part of that statement this morning. The president.
Oh, here we go. Billy Bloggs said it was leaked illegally and it likely lies to undermine Trump. Here's the thing. This is what I'm saying. It is a lose-lose situation for the Trump regime because one of two things. Either it wasn't leaked illegally and that was their job and they're calling for a fucking arrest even though it wasn't a crime. Or they have somebody leaking shit in their fucking intelligence community and they don't know who it is, which means they're fucking unqualified for the job. How the fuck are they having this shit happen? This is after Pete Hegseth fucking added in the head of the Atlantic into a fucking group chat on Signal, bro. Like, for fuck's sake.
Posting that Iran, after the strikes that happened during Operation Midnight Hammer, the next thing that followed from Iran was that they gave the United States a heads up and said, we're going to be launching an attack, as ineffectual as it was, thankfully, on our base in Qatar, which suggests that it was a face-saving move for Iran, that they were really back on their heels, to say the least, at that point, but needed to demonstrate some sort of reaction for their home audience. Now, Brad Wenstrup is going to join us from the President's Intelligence Advisory Board. First, We go, though, to senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy reporting live near The Hague in the Netherlands as we cover the NATO meetings. Hi, Peter.
And Martha, President Trump told us here
Shut
that the
up,
United
Peter.
States
They didn't see it. They didn't see it.
facilities may have been intact.
They didn't see it. All they can do is take a guess. Now, if you take a look at the pictures... if you
Brother,
ta-
what do you mean take a guess? Their report came directly from Central Command. That's you!
Take a look how it's
That's
all blackened. You know the fire and
you!
brimstone is all underground because
Brimstone?
it's granite and it's all underground. You don't show it. But even there, with all of that being said, the whole area for 75 yards around the hole where it hit is black with fire.
The director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, now says new intelligence confirms what POTUS has stated numerous times. Iran's nuclear facilities have been destroyed. If the Iranians choose to rebuild, they would have to rebuild all 3 facilities, Natanz, Fordo, Esfahan, entirely, which would take years to do. The FBI leak investigation is ongoing, and a few minutes ago on Capitol Hill, we heard from the White House about how severely they want the person who leaked that DIA
Here it is,
intel
here it is.
punished.
I understand the FBI is investigating who was the source of that leak because it's an illegal leak to CNN. And
What kind of consequence could the leaker face?
they should go to jail.
They should go to jail.
So, all right. So here's the thing. Like I'm saying, it's a lose-lose situation. Either you have no fucking control over your own defense department, your intelligence department, or you are now actually doing a witch hunt against somebody who, like, genuinely did not commit a crime. So we have 2 more things to cover. The next one is a NATO chief calling Trump daddy.
Well, the intelligence was very inconclusive. The intelligence says we don't know. It could have been very severe. That's what the intelligence says. So I guess that's correct. But I think we can take the we don't know. It was very severe. It was obliteration. And you'd think that a media outlet would say, isn't that a great thing? I mean, more importantly for the pilots, for the military, you take their guts out. You take their absolute guts out. They had a tremendous attack.
What does he mean, take their guts out? Oh, my God.
Complete obliteration. The other team, the other group, Iran, said,
These people think war is a game, and your life means nothing to them. I mean, do I even have to give my opinion on this? Let's play that clip again, Billy boy. Give me your opinion on this.
a tremendous attack. It was a complete obliteration. The other team, the other group, Iran, said,
The other team? Brother, hundreds of Iranians were killed. 30 Israelis were killed. What the fuck are we talking about, brother? And for each person who's dead, they got at least 4 people who love them, right? So let's call it like 700 who are dead. Each person got at least 4. You know, there's probably more. That's like fucking thousands of people whose lives are ruined and hundreds are gone. Their lives are over. Like, Jesus Christ.
said, let's stop this. And you know what? Israel said it too. Very smart. They fought like hell, and then they said, let's stop. And they're going to build themselves. And I really see it as sticking. I mean, we may do papers on it, Marco. Maybe we're going to do papers. I don't even know if you need them. They're not going to be fighting each other. They've had it. They've had a big fight, like 2 kids in a schoolyard. You know, they fight like hell. You can't stop them. Let them fight for about 2-3 minutes. Then it's easy to stop them.
And then Daddy has to sometimes use strong language to do against them.
Sorry, did you just call Donald Trump daddy? Hold on.
They've had a big fight, like 2 kids in a schoolyard. You know, they fight like hell. You can't stop them. Let them fight for about 2-3 minutes. Then it's easy to stop them.
And then Daddy has to sometimes use strong language to do
You have to
against
use
them.
strong language. Every once in a while.
Kind of hot. Fuck. YMCA. It's fun to stay at the Y.
Hell, you can't stop them. Let them fight for about 2-3 minutes. Then it's easy to stop them.
And then Daddy has to sometimes use strong language to do
You have to
against
use
them.
strong language. Every once in a while, you have to use a certain word.
I think we have to join the others.
Yes, we're going to join some.
Brother realized what he just said. It was like, we got to get the fuck out of here, bro. I can't fucking believe what I just fucking said, bro. English is not my first fucking language, and I think I just called you daddy, bro. I got to get the fuck out of here.
Yes, thank you. Katie, one.
Anyway, all right, so we got that. And then the final part is this. Early U.S. intelligence report suggests that the United States strikes only set back Iran's nuclear program by months. Okay? And then Trump claims that it's been fully obliterated, and that's just not true. But let me give the benefit of the doubt here. Okay? I want to talk to you for a second. The knowledge on how to create a nuclear weapon, it exists. You know what I'm saying? The cat is out of the bag. You can't put the toothpaste back in the bottle. It's existed since fucking Oppenheimer figured out how to split the atom. The knowledge exists, right? What we just did was a complete and total failure, but if we only set their program back by months or years, right, they're going to try again, which means that this is a forever war, because if they try again, we bomb again, right? So if our policy regarding nations that want to build a nuclear weapon and don't have our permission, right, if our policy is that we will just fucking bomb you into submission, then if you think in the mind of the Iranian military, their only solution is then we really do have to get that weapon. We really do have to build that nuke secretly. Because, think about it, the United States doesn't bomb Russia. We don't bomb China. We don't bomb North Korea. All of these nations say death to America. But we don't bomb them because those nations have nuclear weapons, right? And we're afraid that they will use their nuclear weapons if we attack them on their own land. So if you're the Iranian leadership and you hear that the United States says, hey, we set them back by a couple of months, but we're going to bomb them again if they try it again. We're going to assassinate their nuclear scientists. Well, the only way out of that permanent enslavement would be to make that nuclear weapon as fast as you possibly can. And then you could say, hey, bitch, now I got it. So stop fucking bombing me. And then we would go, oh, shit, they got it. Now we can't bomb them. Now we have to try diplomacy again, and it's going to be much harder now that we've bombed the ever-loving fuck out of them. The point is, I firmly believe that what Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu are doing is only going to embolden the Iranian people and also other nations who are enemies to the United States. It is only going to embolden them to get nuclear weapons, because they will see, hey, all these other nations, they have nukes, and the U.S. doesn't fuck with them. But these guys, they're trying to make nukes, and the U.S. is bombing the fuck out of them. They're like, we got to get one of those fucking safety shields. It's like a shield. It's a shield. It's insane. Crazy. Anyway, listen, again, I'm Chris Valenti. If you're watching this live, stay. We're going to keep going. If you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And also, feel free to help me out financially. That goes to, making the channel better. Thank you so much for 72,000 subs. We're trying to hit 100K as soon as possible. We'll get that YouTube play button up there. Other than that, if you're watching this pre-recorded, click that video right over there. I promise you, it's a banger. And I know bangers.